teens, welcome to our new STEM experience. This is Miss Irene
And Miss Linda.
and we're here today to talk about sensory dough. So sensory dough is a little bit like Play-Doh, like when you were younger you used to play with. Well, we're gonna make something very similar, but our main ingredient is gonna be marshmallows. So it'll be a little bit stickier, but the great thing about sensory dough is that it has a great smell to it. It's calming. And it also just allows you to work your fingers and to do some things. And it just, in this time where we're under a lot of stress and there's a lot of things going on, and I know you're dealing with virtual school, this is a time to do something fun with your parents, have a little fun making Play-Doh like when you were younger, and enjoy yourselves and kind of realize that you're bringing in all the senses into the process. So the first thing I want to do is basically show you the ingredients we're going to use, and I will post the recipe online so that after I post the video, I'll post a picture of the recipe so that you can see exactly how to make the dough. So the first thing that we're going to need is cornstarch. So cornstarch is something that you probably have in your cupboards. If not, it's really inexpensive at the grocery store and not one of the things that's hard to find. A little bit of coconut oil. Here's the coconut oil that we're going to use. And then a little bit of food coloring, which is right here. So it's a pretty simple experiment. The last thing we're going to use is marshmallows. And you're going to see me take these marshmallows and go ahead and put them into this bowl. It's got to be microwavable safe. If you don't have little marshmallows, big marshmallows work good too. And you can use probably about 5 or 6 of those. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some coconut oil to the marshmallows. So I'm opening up the coconut oil, and here's our measuring spoons. We're going to use tablespoons. Now, I did this experiment once before, and I didn't have enough coconut oil. So it calls for 2 tablespoons, but I'm actually going to add just a little bit more than that. That's 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to add a third one so it's not quite so sticky when we make our dough. And now we're gonna put that in the microwave for 30 seconds. So let me get that in the microwave and get that started. All right, so we're going.
So Irene, when was Play-Doh the sensory dough predecessor? When did it first come to market?
I know it was in the 1950s. Was it 58 or 56, Miss Linda?
1956.
No.
By who?
Oh, but it was done by Captain Kangaroo. He brought it on his show to introduce Play-Doh.
And what was it first used for outside of children's play?
It was actually used kind of like a Mr. Clean eraser. It would go on the baseboards and things to pull up dirt and grime, so they used it as a cleaning product.
Wow.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pull this marshmallow goop here out of the microwave. It's gonna look like this. Everybody see that? And we're gonna add a little bit of food coloring to it. So I chose green. I know St. Patty's Day's over, but it's one of my favorite colors. I'm running out of food coloring here. Let me get the rest of it out. Okay. Let's see if that's enough. If not, I'll have Miss Linda grab me some more. So as you notice, we're mixing. So the oil's on the bottom and the marshmallows are towards the top. You want to do a ton of mixing and see if you can get that green to kind of permeate through the dough. So we're mixing really good. And you'll see it kind of looks like this. It looks a little bit more like slime than it does dough at this point, because we haven't added the cornstarch yet. And that's our next part. So the next thing we're gonna do, now that it's mixed really well, is go ahead and add cornstarch. This stuff is sticky. So the first thing you're gonna do is look at this again, and you're gonna use tablespoons. Now the last experiment, I used a little bit too much cornstarch, so I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons. It calls for 3 to 4. But mine was too sticky. And you can kind of experiment. If it's too sticky, you can go ahead and put more oil in. If it's not dry enough, or then you can actually add more cornstarch. So here is our sensory dough. We've created it. It's a little warm still, but you'll notice it's kind of fluffy like a cloud. You can play with it. It's made to kind of separate and do all kinds of fun things with it. This one, it came out kind of light green because I didn't have as much food coloring in this one. Right now it's still pretty warm, so it's a little still soft and sticky. Everything that comes on your hands comes off with dish soap, so you don't have to worry about that. The other neat thing about the sensory dough is that it can keep. So you can put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the refrigerator, and it'll keep for about a week, and you can take it back out and play with it again. But I'll tell you, just doing this right now is making me feel less stressed. I love this stuff. So we're really excited about the sensory dough, and I want you to try to make it. And please give me some comments online and tell me how you went. And experiment, because I'll tell you, the first batch that I made was so sticky that I couldn't even play with it. So you want to go ahead and just experiment with these different variables. That's part of science and engineering, is the design phase. And then go ahead and make your own and let me know how it went. I can't wait to read your comments. So we'll see you again this coming Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We'll be doing another STEM experience with Miss Linda and myself. Be well and stay healthy.